Fallout Episode 3 is entitled The Head, and Head is a perfect title for this episode because it sucks dick. I'm kidding, kind of. I will say 3 episodes in, this has been the most solidly entertaining episode so far, although that is not a high bar to clear. Our main character, Lucy, having freshly liberated Scientist Man's head from his shoulders, continues on her quest to get her dad back from kidnappers even though she has no idea what she's doing. Wait, where's Scientist Man's glasses? He can't see without his glasses! Since the only thing Lucy sorta knows is this severed head is vital to getting her father back, we can assume she'll guard it with her life. Oh wait, she made it about 10 steps before being distracted by a Bambi and feeding the head to a Texas-sized axolotl with a mouth full of human fingers. You know, that old cliche. By the way, you can't tell me a mouthful of fingers isn't some weird fetish of one of the writers. I noticed! It's gross. I'm judging. Now, I called Lucy the main character, but that seems to be less and less true, doesn't it? Let's count the storylines. We got Lucy searching for her father. We have Maximus trying to spackle over all of his, I'll say mistakes, but I could just as easily say psychotic episodes, and trying to get back in good with the Brotherhood of Steel. A quick aside, in this episode yet again, Maximus is giving me major Trenchcoat Mafia vibes, and I am so uncomfortable that this show seems to want me to sympathize with this character or be on board with this character. It's like, if this guy was my neighbor, I would be terrified that he was going to drown my dog if it barked one too many times. He's a psycho, and I don't like it. There's the ghoul kidnapping Lucy and hunting for his bounty. There's also the ghoul, aka Cooper's flashback storyline leading up to the bombs dropping. And yes, those are, for now, 2 separate storylines. And as of this episode, we're also weaving in the story of what's going on in Vault 33 since Lucy left. Specifically how the Vault Dwellers are going to deal with the murderous raiders that were captured during the Raiders' raid on the Vault. Most of the Vault wants to take the moral high road and rehabilitate the raiders, but sweet little Norm and Prego McEyepatch are super horny for some revenge. I have to admit, right now, the Vault 33 storyline is by far the most intriguing to me, because I think it's the most relatable. I think Lucy and Maximus and the ghoul, all the Wasteland side quests going on right now, they all just feel like mystery box storytelling. And what's going on in Vault 33, the setup of that world, the inciting incident, the aftermath, or the fallout, if you will, of being attacked, and then now all these characters being confronted with these issues of survival and morality, in a way that I think we could all imagine ourselves put in that position, and how would we handle it? What would we do? Would we be Norm? Or would we be one of the Vault leaders? Or where would we fall in a situation like this? I think that's far more interesting than the style over substance that, for me, is what all the other storylines are right now. To put it into Zack Snyder terms, I would say all of the Wasteland storylines going on right now are sucker punch. They are visually very cool, and the world is interesting, but the stories I'm being told are very shallow, where Vault 33 is more like Zack's remake of Dawn of the Dead. There's obviously like a fantastic element to it, but the way the humans react to that fantastic situation is grounded in a reality that you can relate to. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure Vault 33 is going to turn into a big ol' mystery box at some point, but right now, I'm in. Was episode 3 entertaining? Inconsistently, yes. I think it balanced the humor and the drama a lot better. I would say the tone is coming more into focus. The CGI was a lot better. I didn't say it in my last video, but there was some kind of piss-poor CGI every once in a while. In particular, the vault interiors in episode 1 just looked very fake. I was getting mild Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow vibes every once in a while, and that is not something you want in something that's made in 2024. So yes, this episode was good. I didn't hate it, but the story is what I crave, and when you look at the bigger story being told of the season, what advanced? What happened at the end of the episode? How could I say our characters progressed? And this episode basically was Lucy losing the head and Maximus finding the head. In terms of a broader story, that's it. And that's not good. There's so little to chew on from episode to episode, and I am more and more convinced that I'm right, that this should not have been an episodic TV show. This should have been 2 movies, like 2 2-hour movies, I think would have probably been perfect. I'm 3.5 hours in. I could have cut 2 hours out of what I've seen so far. So much of what I've seen is pointless wheel spinning. I just don't get it. I don't get how anybody can watch this and not think, this is wasting my time. But for what it is, I'm giving Fallout Episode 3, The Head, a 5 out of 10 rating on the Kate Beckinsale scale. Thank you everybody for watching. Please subscribe if you didn't already, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Baby, tell me, 'cause I need to know now, because my loneliness is killing me.